Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha HaKwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations, much love and respect to you, Akim, out there pushing this word out in truth and sincerity. Now, this lesson is going to be very simple, and it's going to be that we're going to have true marriages in the kingdom. Okay, we're going to have true wives. We're going to have true marriages in the kingdom. Here, right now, it's like a simulation, you know. It's like a sort of like playing house, okay? Because this is not true. This is not a true marriage. You don't have a true wife. Everything is defiled. Everything is corrupted in this place presently, and that's because Esau, Edom, which is the devil and Satan, okay, the Edomite, all right, the one that they call themselves the so-called white people. Right, they're ruling the world in complete opposition to the Most High and His way. Okay, so let's get Wisdom of Solomon 14 and verse 24. It says they kept neither lives. Matter of fact, let's start at verse 21. It says, "And this was an occasion to deceive the world, for men serving either calamity or tyranny did ascribe unto stones and stocks the incommunicable name." Right, so they were worshiping stones and stocks, which deals with what? Idol worship. And this is more true today than ever before, because now this whole planet is drenched in idol worship. All these different logos and different advertisements you see around you is drenched in idols. Nike, that's the god of victory. You got all kind of different things we could go through. The symbol for the Oscars, that's an ancient Egyptian god. So everywhere around you, and the activities that are promoted are tied to different deities. Okay, false gods, which are also tied to demons. Okay, and this is how the world is being ran. So this is why this wickedness is flourishing. It says, moreover, this was not enough for them. They erred in the knowledge of the Most High, but whereas they lived in the great war of ignorance, those so great plagues called they peace. Right, so they say that, oh, this is the best time and to ever live, like that clown Myron on Fresh and Fit. He said, oh, this is the best, greatest time to ever be alive. You don't want to go back to the Stone Age. That's because he lacks understanding. He has no understanding. Okay, if you think that 2/3 of the water being polluted, okay, the life forms dying at a rapid rate, people depressed at an all-time high, right? If you think that's somehow a better standard of living, then you're not thinking straight. And there's a lot more that we can go through. Okay, Esau's destroying the way of life. Okay, so it says, for whilst they slew their children. First of all, in order to have peace, you have to have order. This place is completely void of order. Okay, like it says in Job, completely void of order. It says, for whilst they slew their children in sacrifices, right? The aborishizans, okay? For whilst they slew their children in sacrifices, which they do today at a higher rate than ever, or used secret ceremonies, or made revelings of strange rites, they kept neither lives nor marriages any longer undefiled. So these marriages are defiled. Okay, they're highly defiled. Okay, it says, but either one slew another treacherously and grieved him by adultery. Okay. And when you go back to the time of Yahweh Shai, he spoke about that being an adulterous generation back then. Okay, you had Mary Magdalene who committed adultery, and that was back in the ancient world where you had the risk of being put to death. How much more when not only don't you have a risk, you have they give you excuses, and they actually praise you for doing it. You see? So this place is on a whole nother level of adulterous activity. It says defile, it says sully, mar, spoil. Okay, marriages is spoiled. The dating game and the marriage game, that's spoiled. Okay, it's a big joke. Okay, it's a big joke in today's day and age. Okay, it's really just the person you're having sex with at the moment. That's really all it breaks down to. Okay, it's not a thing of oh, this is my wife, and bro, first of all, they can't pair bond right now because they've had so many different men in them. They can't pair bond. They're always comparing the next man to the last 40, 50 men that they dealt with. So trust me, man. This place is completely defiled when it comes to marriages and dating. So right now, when you get a woman, you're just playing house. You're not. It's not really your woman. You're just playing house. Okay. He says, if she be delivered, if she be of the elect, and she be delivered, when she's changed into that new body, that's a whole new thing. You're gonna get. That's a virgin now. Okay. That's a virgin now. All right. Give me a second. Shalom, Mark. It's okay. They don't have it. They don't have that, man. The water, bro. You hear me? You hear me, really? Okay. All right. Shalom. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Shalom. Yeah. Shalom. All right. Okay. So, Salakia. It says so that there reigned in all men, without exception, blood, manslaughter, theft, dissimulation. All right. Matter of fact, let's look up this word dissimulation. I always forget what this word means. Concealment of one's thoughts, feelings, or character, pretense, deceit. Okay, deceit. So it goes into deceit. Okay. Okay, so theft and dissimulation, corruption, unfaithfulness, tumults, perjury, disquieting of good men, right? Because that's why the scripture says, he that departed from evil maketh himself a prey. And that's what you are in this world. You speak things that are right, and they'll crucify you in this place. Okay? That's why these celebrities, they got to be super PC lest they lose everything. Okay? You see? So this is why these guys like Andrew Tate, these different dudes are being persecuted. That's nothing more than an example. And a lot of these guys, including Andrew Tate, are most likely juiced in. You know, when he got arrested, he was doing that hand symbol, the Vesica Pisces. Okay, that's not a coincidence, man. All right, so at the end of the day, the world is a stage, right? So Esau Edom, you know, he's setting up the stage to normalize demonizing certain talking points and arresting certain people for having certain talking points, and eventually they're going to be putting certain people to death that are not down with the system. It tells you that in Revelations, the 13th chapter. Okay, it says forgetfulness of good turns, defiling of souls, changing of kinds. You know what that's about? The Transformers. Okay, disorder in marriages. There's complete disorder in these marriages. If you think you're going to get a woman and she's just going to be completely submissive unto you, like they have a video with that woman, she got on her knees, which is a beautiful thing. It was a beautiful act. And to show you that this world is so effed up, even men, you know, even us men, even in the truth, sometimes when you look at those things at first, you get cringy. It's cringy because you're so not used to it. But then when you start to rebuke that evil spirit, you say, okay, no, this is the right way. This is to show you how corrupt and out of order this place is. That's nothing. That's the norm. That's the normal way it's supposed to be, right? But she can say that, right? She can get on her knees and say all of this, but what really matters is her actions in the marriage. What really matters is her actions, not the whole show and the portrayal, which is a beautiful thing because it's humbling yourself before your husband, which is your Lord. But you know, I don't know what's going to go on in that marriage, because what's in these marriages now is nothing but disorder. Okay, it's nothing but disorder. All right. That's why when I look at these different people in their marriages, I don't envy them at all. I don't envy their marriage. I don't envy what they have, because I know, especially when it comes to the so-called black woman, I know it's nothing but disorder going on in that marriage. Okay? It says adultery and shameless uncleanness, for the worshiping of idols not to be named is the beginning, the cause, and the end of all evil. Okay, so it all goes back to idol worship. Okay, it all goes back to idol worship. Now, like I said, you don't have a true marriage in this place because it's been defiled by these ideologies. Now, when you read Jeremiah the 3rd chapter, okay, this is Jeremiah 3, and this is really going into the nation of Israel, but this is physically as well, because this mentality, right, and this is true both ways. Okay, spiritually we are defiled because we committed adultery against the Heavenly Father, but a woman is defiled when she goes outside of her husband. Okay, this is Jeremiah 3:1. It says, "They say if a man put away his wife, and she go from him, and become another man's wife, shall he return unto her again? Shall not that land be greatly polluted?" Okay, so she becomes polluted, she becomes defiled. Okay, "But thou hast played the harlot with many lovers." See, and these women ain't dealing with, if a woman got 2 bodies, she's going to be very proud about saying she only has 2 bodies, 3 bodies, 4 bodies, 5 bodies. Anything under 10, the woman will be proud saying she has in this day and age. Okay? 2 is an extreme in this day and age. Even at 21 years old, even at 18 years old, that's an extreme for these women at this age. The average woman at the age of 20, 23 has like 50 bodies, man. They're running laps around the men at that age. They're running laps around men at my age. So this world is completely it's corrupt, right? So how polluted is a woman that has had the amount of bodies that these women have had? You know, you get with a 25-year-old, you don't have no clue what the last man has done with her, the sexual acts he has done with her, you know what I'm saying to you? What kind of freaky things has gone on with other men, and then you grab and this is my wife. You know, kissing her in the mouth. Well, hey, this is what we have to deal with in this wicked beast system, which is nothing but hell on earth. You see, we got to think about this. Us brothers we have the truth, so now these are the things we think about, man. Okay. It said, "But thou hast played the harlot with many lovers, yet return again to me, saith the Lord." Right? So this is speaking to the nation of Israel, but we apply that to our women today, man, because when you see these average women, like this woman, Lord knows how many dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens or hundreds of bodies this woman has. But when you deal with her, she's expecting you to wife her, to treat her as if she's a virgin, as if she's only been with you and she'll only be with you, when that's not the case, man. That is not the case. Okay? The moral standards in this society is completely gone to SHI to the T. And they're not ashamed. The scriptures speak about, and you were not ashamed. You could not blush. Trust me, they're not ashamed of their wickedness. Okay? This is Amos 7 and verse 17. It says, "Therefore thus saith the Lord," and by the way, that is a curse from Yahweh Shem Yahushai. That's one of the curses that came upon us. Okay, our women are curses unto us, especially the Southern Kingdom women. Okay, the so-called black woman. That's the biggest curse there is. Okay, this is Amos 7 and 17. It says, "Therefore thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, thy wife shall be an harlot in the city, and thy sons and thy daughters shall fall by the sword, and thy land shall be divided by lime, and thou shalt die in a polluted land, and Israel shall surely go into captivity forth of his land." And this is something that happened every time that we went off, especially in the Holy Land. Whenever we were in the Holy Land and we went off, oh man, expect us to go into slavery within the next couple years. So how are those guys the people of the Lord? Because every time the people of the Lord went off, I'm speaking about the small hats in the land now. Every time the people of the Lord went off, especially in the land, they went into slavery. They had all manner of curses come upon them. Okay, So the opposite is true for them. So clearly those are not the people of the Lord. All right. So like I said, anything you get in this society, any woman you get in this society, are just playing house. And the key is to be detached. You have to be somewhat detached. You cannot be all into her like that, man. You have to be detached. You have to have a level of detachment, man. Don't you know their hearts are snares and nets, and she's trying to get you all into her so that she holds the power? That's the worst position to be in, Akim. The worst position, man, because they're very flaky. They're very flaky. They're very changeable. As the ancient proverb goes, a woman is a fickle and changeable thing. So if you're putting all your bank into that, and, oh, she's faithful to me, and you're setting yourself up for a world of hurt. Okay, this is 1 Corinthians 7:29. It says, "But this I say, brethren, the time is short. It remaineth that both they that have wives be as though they had none." So the time is short. So listen, man, you're not supposed to be in that family guy spirit. Okay, you take care of your family and all that, but you got to have a level of detachment. Let me read that again. It says, "But this I say, brethren." Matter of fact, let's go up a bit. Let's go to verse 27. It says, "Art thou bound unto a wife? Seek not to be loosed. Art thou loosed from a wife? Seek not a wife. But if thou marry, thou hast not sinned." Right? Because it's natural. You're going to get those urges. You're going to desire to be with a woman. Okay? And if a virgin marry, she hath not sinned. Nevertheless, such shall have trouble in the flesh. But I spare you. But this I say, brethren, the time is short. It remaineth that both they that have wives be as though they had none, and they that weep as though they wept not, and they that rejoice as though they rejoice not, and they that buy as though they possess not. Okay, so anyway, so that's the point. We're coming to a time that's about to be very, very, it's going to have a lot of danger involved, a lot of urgency. So you're not going to have time to be a family guy, you know. You're just going to have to, they're just going to have to roll with your program, you know. And if they don't, right, if they don't, hey, it is what it is, you know. There's no guarantee that Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to deliver your family. Okay, you're hoping he does, but there's no guarantees on that. There's no guarantee. There's nowhere that the Most High says, and your family is guaranteed to be delivered. No. Okay, like the Apostle said recently, some of your wives and children are going to end up getting the chip. And then what? You see? So anyways, I just want to say that you don't have a wife in this place. This is not the place for that. This is all the way this place is now is just the woman you're having sex with at the time, and believe me, she can leave at any moment. You know, just work on being the best man you can be. You know, and let everything fall the way it needs to fall. And with that, I'll say shalom.